Yurt.
Hello. Does that mean we're live?
I mean, I don't see it.
We're live!
Oh!
What's up? Wait, which camera?
Hey, it's always the first one.
That's red,
When in
though.
doubt,
Isn't that
go
me?
the one.
What's
No,
up
that's-
to our... Everyone,
red.
shut up! What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? You're currently tuning in to the Despicable?
Yeah.
Despicable this week. Despicable CultPop Podcast, episode 14. This is a show for you to watch, and we're going to talk about...
Movies.
And...
television,
Games.
And...
Comics.
And...
Food.
And...
News.
And...
Friendship.
And...
Sports.
And all the things that scratch that nerdy itch. We're
Wait,
coming
what?
to you
It's just gonna
live
be me and you.
from the Manny Young Studios, the MNYK, Philadelphia's premier production studio. This is our home. We live here now. I already called the Piddle Corner, so you're going to have to go
Last
over
time you
there.
said it was over there.
I know, but we're just
How
going
many
to
corners
keep.
do
You know what's nice about
He's just
Piddle?
claiming.
I was going to
property.
say we're just going to keep like changing the scent though. Everyone just pees in the same corner. over and
Also,
over.
I have a tendency. You remember
You can
those?
change the scent.
you piss on it to change, like
Yeah,
to cover the
that's
scent.
how I do it.
Well,
Yeah.
you could change the scent of your own urine.
I'm your smelly
You
host,
try
Johnny
hard enough.
Destructo of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex. It's a comic book store located at 4327 Main Street in Philadelphia, PA. It's a rad-ass comic shop for rad-ass folks like you. With me tonight are Randy.
Yo. What a guan, bad boys.
Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Thank
Noel.
Uh,
And Len. Len the Bat Tribble.
What's up?
Oh, see, I didn't say Randy's the Super Tribble.
Yes, I am.
That's true. You gave Len his
Oh.
epithet,
Yeah.
but not Randy.
I'm Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. Tribble.
I believe
Jimmy
I was
Tribble.
Thwip Tribble.
I am the
Yeah,
literal Tribble.
That's
Literal,
perfect.
yeah.
Thank you.
Also with us this week
Triple Nation in
and
the building. What's up?
every single week is Terry, the producer. You'll notice that the setup's a little different today. We have angered Terry, producer Terry. I'm not entirely sure what we did or how to fix it.
Hang on. This is a choice. This is our NPR phase.
Yeah.
So if you look at the screen, it's just like a black backdrop and people with microphones across the table.
Yes.
This is just our
Yes.
NPR phase.
And the smell of piddle. Before we get to it, we'd like to thank all the listeners and viewers out there. That's you. Whether you're watching live or checking it out later in the week. If you dig at what we're doing, comment, like, subscribe, do all that nasty, dirty shit that we like. Hit the bell icon hard
Aggressive.
so that you know when we go live and add new content.
Really
Also, you can find us on TikTok now because we're young and hip. Additionally,
His voice just broke, so that's true.
I'm the perfect demographic for TikTok because we're young and hip.
right now.
Additionally, we want you to engorge with us. So pipe up in the chat and send us emails. Speaking of which, we've got one from Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight. We promised him last week we would read it, and so
Yes.
we are going to do that. It starts off, I honestly don't care.
Oh,
So when I put them in the notes, when I put the email in the notes, I should have included
the subject.
the subject matter.
Subject. I think it's James Gunn's
Yeah,
announcements.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Regarding James Gunn's announcements, he says, I honestly don't care. I have no faith in them.
Oh.
I don't care about Damian Wayne, and jumping right to him is never going to sit right with me. I'd rather see an adaptation of Nightwing Year One that explores Dick graduating from Nightwing to Robin.
The other way
Robin
around.
and Nightwing.
Yes.
Did I read that backwards?
Yes, you did.
You did.
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Your dick sucks, Nick. Then
My dick
Your
sucks.
dick sucks, Nick.
My dick sucks, Nick.
Fuck the authority.
I expect Nick to send me a thank you letter.
Yeah.
From Nantucket?
Fuck the authority. Fuck the authority. Give me an adaptation of Gail Simone's Villains United and Secret Six minis. They just tried a Swamp Thing and it flopped. Listen,
No.
No,
Yeah.
we're gonna finish. Okay,
Yeah.
You finish
give
it?
me an adaptation of Day of Vengeance. It's perfect for Gunn. You've got the wisecracking animal, the big dumb brute, the bratty kid. It's got magic and mystery. I don't care about Booster Gold.
I don't care about Booster Gold.
It's, producer
Did
Terry
you hear the boo from
is
beyond?
booing. I'd much rather have a Legion of Superheroes movie.
I
You
agree
just
with
got
that.
one.
But I kind of agree with
That was
that
an
too.
animated movie.
It's
Yeah,
still a movie.
It's still a movie.
It wasn't
true.
good.
Lanterns. It also was.
I liked
was
it a lot.
good.
Yeah.
Lanterns with just John Stewart and Hal Jordan is a no-go for me. My favorite is Guy Gardner, and you would think Gunn would want a wisecracking asshole character. I just don't care, he concludes.
All right.
Chris St. Saucy, good night. All right, so...
Okay, go ahead.
No, go you
I
go.
right off the bat, 5 times in this email, Chris, you are saying all the things that you expect or want or assume that only James Gunn can do. Like it's got to have a wisecracking animal and a big dumb brute, and it's got to be like this because that's only James Gunn. Like, stop it.
Yeah, like
Stop
remaking Guardians of the Galaxy
over and over again.
Over here.
He literally doesn't want to do that. So why are you expecting that that's the only thing he could ever be good at?
And I
And
don't
he
think we
already
wanted to
kind of
do
did.
that.
Also,
No.
He already did it with.
He already did it with the
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Also,
Right, yeah.
he's not writing and directing pretty much anything that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
he's writing and direct or possibly directing Superman.
Yeah,
That's the
so
only
like,
one.
Yeah.
I feel like Gunn is being put as like this figurehead of like absolutely every single thing that's being created. He's just a steward.
You know what this is? This is all of the sad boy internet dudes who get mad at Kathleen Kennedy and think that everything they dislike about Star Wars is Kathleen
It's her
Kennedy's fault.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Never mind that she hires writers,
She
editors,
puts together the
producers,
room.
Yeah.
directors, everything. Yeah. That's
Sure.
what he's doing now. Yeah.
Right, and Kevin
So-
Feige does not write or direct.
No,
He
yeah.
hasn't
No,
done
you,
any of that
exactly.
stuff.
you
Any of
essentially
that
just
stuff.
have like an overarching kind of role of, does this fit? It does fit. That looks really cool. Hey, maybe I would try that instead. It's just a creative director role.
Yeah.
You don't actually get to do the stuff.
I
Unless
would
he
say,
decides he wants to do the stuff.
Exactly.
Like, he
Well,
could just be
sometimes I
like,
think he will.
nah, I'm
do
gonna
some.
do this one.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of a Nightwing year one that explores Dick graduating from Robin to Nightwing.
I mean, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I
for
would definitely
sure.
do that.
Okay.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, that does sound like a
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
movie.
And also, fuck the Authority. I think that has a lot of possibilities.
Oh yeah.
That's got potential.
Especially
one
for
of
the
the,
universe as a whole. You know,
Also,
where it looks like they're going.
they tried Swamp Thing. It flopped. Look. maybe-
Swamp Thing did not flop.
Did not.
Hang
Swamp
on.
Thing was
actually,
dope as.
Actually, it did flop.
It did flop. It was good, but it flopped.
Also, it was on
Fine.
the most aggravating streamer.
And they
Yeah.
said it
With
was
no other
canceled.
content.
They told you
Oh,
it was
man.
canceled.
Yeah,
the
that's
first
what
episode.
I think we all forget
aired,
about
you
DC
know.
Universe as a streamer and how stupid
God,
it was.
dude.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
forget about that.
So
I
like,
love that thing, and it was just like, no, we're done.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Psych!
y'all just, but
here's 2 shows. All of our other content is over somewhere else. We don't have access to it yet, and maybe a couple comics that we're in the process of digitizing. Here you go, $100 a month, or like $100 a year.
$100 a month.
Yeah. It didn't make any sense. They weren't ready for it. Anyway,
So,
I
and we
also-
don't know what the Lanterns is all about, right?
Right.
Is it just John and Hal? Which I personally I would be okay with that.
they
but
literally
we don't
said
know,
in the
you know?
announcement though, like,
Yeah.
and other characters will
Yeah,
show
yeah,
up.
They
Yeah.
did.
That's a good
They
point.
did.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just be patient for more than 5 minutes.
Exactly. Come on, man.
yeah, quite honestly, I think that's the problem that exists in all of this stuff is like they have to put an announcement out, right, about something,
Yeah.
and then the internet has to lose its mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think back to then. This is me being a crotchety old man. You remember? All right, Star Wars came out, right, and it was amazing.
I've
and
heard
you
of
was
it,
like,
never
heard of it.
All right, cool. And then like randomly one day it was like, oh, guess what? There's a. You were like, what the? Huh? Another one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool.
the sequel.
And when
yeah.
Empire
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out, nobody had any idea that thing was coming out. You had
And-
no clue.
And then when Empire came out and it ended on a cliffhanger, you were like,
Word.
"What? What?
Huh?
What the fuck? What the fuck you mean it's over?" Like everybody lost their shit.
Like, hold on. And you know the idea that you have to sort of give everybody. I wish somebody would have the stones to just drop something. Just like, you know, when they put trailers out, to be like, bam, here you go.
You know what they should do?
Yeah.
They should do what U2 did, which is just
put
push,
it on your
just
phone.
push a movie onto your phone without you asking for it, and then you can't delete it.
Uncontroversial, always popular, celebrated in every corner of all pop culture.
Yeah.
You too.
U2, yeah.
Well, you know
Follow
who
that.
kind of did that most recently, at least to my mind, was Robert Kirkman with
Yo.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because he basically just said, "All right, I'm done."
Oh yeah, the last issue was not.
Yeah, he
solicited
really
as
did.
a-
Yeah, yeah.
They had fake solicitations for 3 more months.
Yeah,
Right,
that was
Yeah.
awesome.
He
Well-
did. He's actually pretty good at that because he did the same thing with was it Die Die Die?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That thing just
showed
showed
up.
up in the book. In the
I didn't even order it.
Nobody
he just
did.
Sent me
It
copies.
just showed
Like
up.
you too.
Yeah.
I couldn't delete them.
Yeah, it was based off of whatever like your orders for Invincible were the month before. Or
And
something like that.
I wish somebody would have the stones to do that.
Didn't Netflix do that a couple of times? Like there was something that came out and you didn't know until that
Netflix
day
does
or
that every
something.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
There's
well,
shit that
Netflix
hits there
can
you
do
don't
that, dude.
know.
I guess
Yo,
that
listen,
you would want to know about.
You want to have a good time? You want to have a good time?
Yeah.
Go to like the beginning of the movies,
Yeah.
and then go all the way to the end, and be like, "What in the heck?" Did you know there's a trio of Bruce Willis like dark detective,
yeah.
Dread something
dude.
movies?
I had no idea.
Dude, man.
Yeah,
There's a whole Bruce Willis universe, man, of him just on the movie posters, but he's only in like 2 minutes of the movie, all in the same room.
No, this one there's 3 movies. It's
I
the
believe it.
something night,
It's
Detective
Detective
Night.
Night.
But have you seen the
Detective Night
movie?
trilogy.
I
No.
guarantee
No.
you, he's in the same room in the movie for like about
Yeah.
5 minutes, just sending people
all these
on
movies
assignments.
came out too after he announced that he's like
Yeah.
retiring.
Yeah.
So it was probably just like they filmed 4 movies at once with
Yeah,
him.
like
Yeah,
as
just
soon as
15
they're
minutes
free,
each.
I'm getting them Jones.
Opera Ghost says, I believe it was the 3rd Cloverfield movie.
Oh, they came out with no announcements.
Yeah, Cloverfield
Okay.
Paradox.
Interesting.
I believe.
It was
That was announced, I feel like.
the trailer was during the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
they said at the end of the trailer like available now on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Pretty cool.
It dropped that.
That is
night.
cool.
Yeah, I dig
Okay.
that. All right, thank you, Chris. Saying saucy good night. Anyone else who wants to email us, do so at cultspopgo@gmail.com. We will read it here on the show. Now comes a part of the show that I like to call "What You Been Up To This Week, Huh?" And that just begs the question, Randy, what you been up to this week, huh?
It was a long weekend. It was a very long weekend. Obviously, the Birds lost.
The Birds.
But even worse, we lost a great this weekend. Trugoy the Dove, a.k.a. Plug 2 of De La Soul, passed away on Sunday.
54 years young.
54 years young. And I will argue with anybody. De La Soul is the greatest group in the history of hip hop. I will make that argument. I will make that argument.
It's an
I will take
argument.
that argument.
It's an argument.
And the really sad part is that on March 3rd, their early catalog, the first 6 albums that Tommy Boy had, are finally going to be streaming.
For the
They're
first
finally
time.
going to release
First
this to
time ever.
streaming.
Oh.
They
First
had to
time
go
ever.
through all type of like music licenses.
God,
and
they
stuff,
went
man.
through
all
a
them
nightmare.
samples.
They had to go. It was a nightmare.
This is these are unrelated events.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
well,
but
Tommy
they've been
Boy-
waiting for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been waiting for
Yeah.
this for years. And Tommy Boy had all their stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of it got bought. I forget the name of the company that bought it all, and gave it back to them.
Gave it back to
And
De
so-
La.
Yeah, and so
All
yeah.
right.
And so March 3rd, like they did the announcement a couple months ago in the middle of January, and it just March 3rd, 2023, the whole catalog will come out, and the idea that there's just generations of cats that have no real idea what De La is all about, for them to be able to really get into that makes me very happy. So I broke out all my CDs and I
Nice.
just been listening to them, and yeah, man. Yeah, rest in peace, Trugoy the Dove. De La forever, man.
Nice.
Much love.
That's what I've been up to.
Brian,
Hey,
what
what's
you been
happening?
up to this week, huh?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I was watching the show Severance, which
I've heard of it.
Yeah, me too.
I've also seen it. Go on.
Me too. And I'm going to talk about that. So it opens, and it's this very atmospheric.
This is gonna be like a Terry
Here we go.
description
No. So
of the Super
so it's
Mario
this-
Brothers trailer.
Right. That was intense. So it opens. It's very atmospheric type show, right? Completely silent. This woman wakes up on a table and she's yelling and running, but there's no sound at all. And then she's banging on the door, and then it cuts to an intercom. No sound. It's so moody. And I realized that the TV was on mute.
As you're telling this story, I was like,
I don't quite remember it being that.
But it
I
worked
remember
kind of
hearing
with the
her.
with the show.
There was Foley. There was,
Yeah, there absolutely was. And there's talking, but you can't tell because it's on the loudspeaker.
amazing.
But like, I could believe it was happening, It was
wonderful.
Yeah, it went on for a while, and my girlfriend and I were like,
3 episodes
this is a
in,
long time.
There's no.
Yeah.
Why is it all
You said
subtitled?
a word.
This
is the magic number.
amazing.
Yeah, they
How did this
convey
grab
such
your
emotion.
attention? There's no words.
So
I'm not sure
brave.
what's happening.
What a brave
They're
experiment.
in a workplace.
You're making your own story.
Once you figured
So,
out how
beyond
sound
that,
works,
we
what'd
went
you
back, turned it on, watched it. It's It's really good. It's like it's this really interesting, definitely sci-fi, but it's not over the top sci-fi type story. Adam Scott plays a very different role than other stuff he's done, but there's also similarity. Like he's sort of a good-natured everyman kind of thing. Yeah. It's engaging. It draws you in. It's got this really almost surreal corporate culture commentary kind of thing, you know? We watched all 10 or so in the 3 days.
And it has Christopher Walken.
It has Christopher Walken.
In a very different role for Christopher Walken.
Different roles.
Very surprising.
Yeah, man.
Now, I did find that one episode did a bit more of the TV show thing than I would have cared for, where shows something needs to happen, and they don't do it for a while. You know what I mean? And it's like, you've got to do that. You know you have to do this. That is my one and only critique, and it wasn't even that bad, you know. Phenomenal show. I'm really looking forward to season 2.
What I liked about that is the quick look at when, people have the thought like, oh man, wouldn't it be great if I could just go to work and not remember being at work, or like think I was somewhere else. I believe there's a joke about it in Office Space. It's like he goes to the therapist, can't you just make it so like I feel like I've been fishing all day or something like that? And the consequences of that sort of thought experiment are very, very kind of haunting.
Well, the unintended, because when I first saw it, I was like, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
But then the unintended aspect of the person in there, they call the innies. That is their entire existence.
Yeah.
So it's the totality. They enter the elevator where they forget, and the next moment they're coming back out of the elevator.
That sounds
and
awful.
this is brutal
Such
thing
a cool
to do to
idea.
somebody.
You've never seen Severance?
I was going to say, we went through all this and we didn't actually give the high-level pitch of what the show is for anybody that hasn't seen it. Well, it's people that have to separate their I only watched the first episode. Like it's when you're working, you have memories of what you don't know what you do for a living. Like every time you go home,
every time you go into the building's elevator and you go down the elevator, your brain switches. Your consciousness changes. And then when you come back up, you switch back to what you were. Yeah. Right. So there's an outside you, outside of work, and there's an inside work you. Have no idea who the other you is.
Great.
And they know they work there. They've chosen to work there for various reasons.
Yeah. But also the way that they work that into the show, how you don't even know who you are.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Highly recommend this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a slow burn, but it's interesting as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What you been up to this week, huh?
Are you guys familiar with this new concept? Or it's not a new concept. It's just like keep picking up Storm. The idea of a dad movie or dad shows.
Yes.
How would you define like a dad movie or a dad show?
Bruce Willis.
Detective Knight.
Yeah.
How would you like? I think of like a war picture or something
war
on a
movies,
boat with Tom Hanks, Cowboys, Jack Ryan. So So Amazon Prime has like cornered the market on dad shows and dad movies. You got Jack Ryan, pretty much everything. Tom Clancy, Reacher. I tried the newest one, which is The Terminal List.
I started that
with Chris Pratt and Taylor Kitsch. It came out months ago.
Yeah.
And when it came out, there was some dumb chatter online about so much for the anti or the wokies because this show is doing well, as if it was an anti-woke show about the military. So I mean, it kind of like soured me a little bit on it. I was like, it's just a dad show. What's the big deal? So I finally watched the first 3 episodes. It's dope as hell.
It's wild. That thing is wild, man.
The first episode is like a movie. Bro. Like so, my wife was out with friends, and I was just like, I'm gonna watch something she wouldn't care about. I watched the first 3 episodes when she came home. I just sat there and described to her just the first episode. And it's wild. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it's about. It's just Chris Pratt is a Navy SEAL. Something very bad happens on a tour. He comes back with PTSD and some memory issues. And his version of events, they keep telling him that's not how it went down. And then it just unfolds from there, and shit gets real.
It was, but that first couple episodes was wild,
really good.
It was like Bloodshot a little bit.
Oh, I mean, without the regenerative nanotechnology.
That's a shame.
But also too in regards of like
Wish I had that.
super pro military and or propaganda type of shows. It's really not that at all.
Is
Okay.
it? So it's like a liberal cuck.
Oh yeah, no,
Soy
yeah.
boy. It's a soy boy show.
Yeah, no, he's crying every scene.
Yeah.
It's like it's capable people doing like pretty dope things.
Yeah.
And there's characters in the show that are just like, I'm not against soldiers. I just think the people that make decisions for you are stupid or can't be trusted.
Gotcha.
It's that kind of tone. So it's not anti or pro anything. It's just really interesting characters being stuck in situations. It was really good.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish it. Yeah.
Definitely worth
I've been soured a little bit on Chris Pratt
I
lately.
don't know why. I keep going back and forth.
I don't know why either.
People keep saying things about him, yet there's been no proof or follow-up or response to what people keep saying.
Well, I
about
know
him.
the thing they said was that like, oh, he goes to a church that actively is like anti-LGBTQ, but
wasn't
then
that
he's like,
proven wrong?
I don't.
Yeah, he's like, no, I
He came
don't.
out and said, no, I absolutely
Even
do
the
not.
church was like, guys, he's not one of our.
We don't know him.
members.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
And is it because he's Catholic?
it might just be his Star-Lord. Like the first Star-Lord, the first Guardians I thought was charming. The second Star-Lord, Jesus Christ, the second Guardians I liked. But then Endgame, his decision making in
so
Endgame
the characters
might just be the
weren't
yeah.
thin on you.
He did make
Yeah.
a bad call in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He did make a bad.
Yeah.
But he's
Wait, in
he-
Endgame
he-
or
Emotional.
Infinity War?
In
Yeah,
Infinity
yeah,
War.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're right.
Either way,
Worst
it's a good
call
show.
ever.
Anybody that likes dad content
Yeah.
or like cool action shows, that Reacher was cool as hell.
Yo,
and
Reacher was
Reacher was
dope.
good.
It was so
I
stupid
love
good.
That. I love that show.
I haven't
man.
seen Reacher.
It's a big dumb animal doing cool shit.
And it was made for him.
Yeah,
Yo, he was
He was
Yeah,
Aquaman, right?
Yeah,
No, he
especially
was Hawk.
He was Hawk in Titans.
he was also
I
an
think both
Aquaman
of
at
those.
Yeah, he
Smallville.
was Aquaman in
He was
Smallville,
Aquaman
yeah.
in the Smallville. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're
Yeah.
talking
Ain't
about
Talking about
no
him,
more.
he
Oh,
was supposed
no?
to have his own show for like a
Yeah.
hot second.
Yeah.
Called Mercy
Ellen
Cove.
Richardson.
That was supposed to be it. Yeah.
Is good.
Wasn't
stuff.
he Gambit?
No, that's Taylor
No,
Kitsch.
That was Taylor Kitsch.
Oh,
So
I'm
we're
sorry, I'm
going
looking at
back.
Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch is also an awesome
a
character
Gambit.
in the Terminal List. Terminal List is good. It's only
Yeah,
like
it's
8
fun.
episodes. Yeah.
All right.
The other great part about that is that Jack Reacher went from Tom
Tom
Cruise
Cruise,
to
5,
giant ass Ellen Richardson.
Which is actually how he is in the books.
yeah.
So it's more spot on.
Robert Monroe Jr. is in the chat saying, Bosh!
That's also a dad
Bosh!
show.
That's another
It's a dad show.
He's
Dad
just
show.
exclaiming,
Yeah.
Bosh!
that's another dad show.
And
yeah.
Terry, producer Terry says, he's also just a nice man. Can't we just like nice men?
Talking about Chris
Oh,
Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
That's
Chris
the
Pratt.
word on him.
Seems nice.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe as a culture we just like there's something wrong. It's
Something
like
we just hate
it's like
on
if you
Chris's.
know someone that we hate Chris's. It's like somebody you know like doesn't
Everybody
never does anything but
hates
smile. You're like, what's wrong with you? Stop it. I can't trust you because
Len.
you're always happy.
Yes.
What you been up to this week, huh?
I finished a series that we started back when we were reviewing the comics, and I was on the show with you, called Batman Catwoman
Ah.
by Tom King, the writer of Tom King, and the art by, is that Clay Mann?
Clayman.
Clayman.
And Liam Sharp.
I'm sharp.
Liam Sharp, yes. He comes in for a couple of issues, and the short story on this book, which came at the end of Tom King's like epic run on Batman, which was basically the distilling of this story that he had started with Batman and Catwoman
Yep.
across multiple timelines. You see basically Batman and Catwoman's relationship if they had gotten married, and how it would have played out. And the interesting thing about this is that while you see how their relationship would have played out, Batman's hardly in the book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
It is very much
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Yeah. And
And,
Joker.
and a lot of Joker.
A lot of Joker.
A lot of Joker.
A lot of interesting Joker.
A lot of interesting Joker because you get old lady Catwoman, old lady old man Joker. You get a grown up Dick Grayson. You get the son of Batman and Catwoman. You do see Batman in here. You find out how Batman died in this timeline. You see the ramifications of their life as lovers and as crime fighters on their lives and in their bodies. And I was not a big fan of the Tom King run on Batman, primarily because I thought it was a lot of it was just all pregame and it never got to the end.
Yeah.
This is the end.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I have to say, this was absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
I loved it so
good.
much. This is
so good.
You got it?
This is like, I don't care what happens with Batman and Catwoman in the comic books ever again.
Yeah.
Because I've got
This
it
is a
here.
definitive
because it
Bat
felt
Cat.
because it felt so pure. It felt real. It felt like a real examination of why those two are meant for each other. Why Batman is not destined for Wonder Woman or anybody else.
At each part in their lives too. Like so, like the 3 time periods we're following is when they first start to date,
Mm-hmm.
when they're deep into a relationship as co-crime fighters, and retired with an adult child.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get to see her trying to come to terms with, am I really gonna date Batman? Am I
Yeah.
really gonna, and that's when she's still
Um,
close friends with
right.
Joker.
Yeah.
And then it's just it's the end of his run, and it's awesome. If they collected in omnibuses, I really want that to be at the end of it because it is
really,
part of the run.
It really does need to be at the end of it because because they cut. He was supposed to go 100 issues.
Yeah, but when 85,
And then, but
and this-
85 was the last one that he did, and then
Talking about Tom King, the
Tom
writer,
King,
right?
the writer Tom King, and then Batman, Catwoman was like the sort of wrap up of the whole thing. But
oh man,
that thing was
it's so good. I love.
so good.
There's a one little small bit in there. There's this running joke in there that lasts all the way till they're old and gray about them not being able to agree on how they first met.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's like he's saying that they met on a boat, and she's saying that they met I forget where, but each of them are purportedly, canonically in the comics how they first met.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's oh my
Yeah,
god.
The only thing, so I read it in Issues Monthly. There was a couple of delays.
Yeah.
I loved. Oh, okay.
We're gonna share Noel's mic.
Okay. I absolutely loved it. But in Monthly Comics is when Liam Sharp took over. It was such a momentum kill because he is a completely different style of artist
Yeah.
than Clayman. Clayman, you were able to visually tell which time period the characters were in.
Yep.
And then Liam Sharp comes in and it's just like ephemeral Sienkiewicz weird shit.
Yep.
And people are oddly proportioned. It was just such a weird momentum shift. And it was harder to follow the story
I stopped reading
because it was intricate. Like the stories, they don't give you, indicia on the page of like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, present.
No, it's all visual.
It's all visual.
Yeah.
So like having somebody that is as interpretive as Liam Sharp being the fill-in, I think was the dumbest decision.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Clayman does return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Finishes
there
it
at
up,
the
yeah.
end. That need to
But,
say
like,
that he does wrap it
Even
up.
if they got Evan Doc Shaner or like
Then they
someone
could've gotten
else,
anybody.
Yeah.
somebody else who's not
Yeah.
Liam Sharp
Mm-hmm.
to finish this book up, or do the right thing and just wait for Clayman to finish.
Well,
instead of doing
and
it.
you would have thought that they would have done that,
Yeah.
especially in today's
Right, the day of trades
climate.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, lesson learned. That's what they did with Human Target. They took a 6-month break.
Great.
So,
Yeah.
Do
so
that.
Shaner
Yeah.
can catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish it eventually. I hit a wall as soon as Liam Sharp jumped on that
I
book.
can feel that.
I hit a wall
No,
and I
totally
tripped.
see that.
I got to go back and finish it because I
Yeah.
was loving it. It was awesome. I just finished Strange Adventures, also by Tom King.
Bro.
I said, goddamn.
Oh my god.
That hurt me.
man.
I've been. I was telling him like for 25 minutes today.
Oh.
I'm on a Tom King hit. For 25 minutes today, I was
No.
telling to him about
you,
how
dude.
I got caught up on Gotham City Year One. Talk about a book that I did not care or think needed to exist, and who the hell is Slam Bradley and why?
Oh, Slam Bradley, yeah.
But
Old time guy.
this book,
Yeah. Slam
have you read
Bradley's
it?
that- Not yet. I haven't read it yet.
It is so good, it's disgusting.
Really?
Like
All right, yeah.
I read the first 2 issues. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Got to issue 3, and I was like, this is like the most vital piece of noir I've ever read. Why don't people talk about this in the same conversation as Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips shit?
Yo,
This book is awesome.
You gonna reveal the thing?
Tom King wrote that?
Yeah.
Is right in that?
Should I reveal the
Reveal
thing?
the thing.
Yeah,
Let me ask
reveal it.
this. So you're a Slam Bradley
Slam
dude?
Bradley, yeah.
Has
Yeah.
Slam Bradley always been passing?
No, I don't want to. I want to say no.
Not that I remember, but
In
that's
this-
kind of dope.
He's biracial.
Slam Bradley's a Negro?
Yeah.
He's passing. So like they.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
One of them.
Yeah. Wait, us too though. Us too.
One of us. One of us.
We all get Slam Bradley. No, yeah, it is.
Yo, that's dope. That's
The
dope.
way that it's handled in the book, he's a disgraced detective who is now a
Yeah,
PI. It all relates to how he was fired. At this point in time, too, Gotham City is the safest city in the country.
Wow.
You get to there's a bunch of little subtle hints about when he goes to the South Side, he's a little bit more accepted. He's not uncomfortable there, and then he just shows up at a place. This old lady gives him guff, and he just says, "I'm sorry, Ma," and then it's not talked about until 3 issues later, and you realize oh shit, they've been seeding this whole time. Wow. Slam Bradley is passing. It was so good.
That's dope.
It's really
That's dope.
good book.
Yeah.
Everyone should read it.
I had no interest in it. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling guys for years, Tom King is a monster.
Yeah.
That dude is a monster. He got me with Omega Man.
Oh, me too.
Nobody cared. I was like, Omega Man. And I'm sitting there reading it you went okay. You went all that way.
One of my
Yeah,
favorite things still is Sheriff of Babylon. I don't know if anybody's.
His first thing, right?
Yeah, with
That
Mitch
was a big one.
Gerrits. It's just a straight thriller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between that and Up in the Sky. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta finish Up in the Sky.
God.
Superman, Up in the Sky. Yeah.
Seems like noir would be right in his alley.
Yeah.
You
It
know
is.
what?
Like
In
that.
hindsight,
Yeah.
yes, but he hasn't really done any until
Because
now.
everything has been so character driven. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Right.
necessarily pegged him as a noir
I
guy.
was it's up there with Ed Brubaker stuff. It's really good.
Word.
I think was Ed Brubaker the guy who introduced Slam Bradley back?
I don't know.
No.
I'm sure.
No,
he touched
no,
on
was it
it.
Rucker?
Slam Bradley's been around
Isn't he
for a
old?
Well,
long
really
time.
did stuff with
Who
him.
brought him back?
Who brought him
Catwoman,
back?
right?
And Catwoman.
In the Catwoman.
I will-
yeah.
I think it may have been Brubaker.
I will say the book does do a couple of Tom King-isms where it's kind of told in first person, writing a letter, narration kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He does that a lot.
He does. Yeah.
But it's fine. It works.
Everybody's got
It's a
their
damn good book.
stick.
All right.
All right.
Man,
What I've been up to this week.
Huh?
Geiger Volume 1 from Image Comics. It's been coming out for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
There's a Volume 1 out now by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, who, if you've read Doomsday Clock, that's them dudes. Or a really good run on Superman they had done. Where
Oh,
Gary
yeah.
Frank drew Superman to look like Chris Reeves.
Oh,
when he
yeah,
was 9
yeah.
years
Secret
old. They
Origin.
gave him grown man face.
Oh, yeah.
Batman
Legion
Year
of
One,
Superheroes
Earth One, Batman Earth One.
Yeah. They've done so many cool
So
things
good. They're
together.
so good.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited for Geiger.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I was really excited for Geiger, their image book, their creator-owned John. And I read the first issue, and it was way different than I expected, and it put me off just a little bit because it wasn't what I wanted.
Okay.
And so
Knew you wanted.
what I knew I wanted. So I just went back and grabbed the first volume, and I read all of the first volume in one swoop, and it was great.
Yeah,
it was
nice.
awesome.
That thing is bonkers.
So basically, Geiger, what's his name? What's his first name?
I don't even remember.
Ronald.
I don't recall.
No,
Ronald
Jamal.
Geiger.
It's
Middle Eastern.
it's Middle Eastern.
Jamal.
Anyway, Geiger is his last name, and he.
Let's just call him
There's
Jamal.
a thing in
call him
2030.
Jamal.
There's a thing called the Unknown War.
Mr.
Nukes
Geiger.
go
With
off.
Jamal Geiger.
Nukes go off on 2030, and he runs to get his family into the bunker.
Yes. I remember
And
this.
He gets caught out in the blast because of the dipshits next door who want to get into his bunker. So he winds up getting irradiated, and now even further, much 20 years even further in the future, he is the glowing man. He is this radioactive dude. When he grabs these radon.
It's not
Rods. They're
radon
plutonium
rods, right?
Radium.
Radium.
I think it's radium.
I don't know what they are.
And
but
basically,
that
it
is the thing.
unleashes, and he becomes this glowing. You can see his skeleton and everything.
Would that be their iron rods and he's pulling them out?
Yeah,
Now
it's supposed to be like a reactor. He is a
Exactly.
reactor.
Yeah.
So they're his
What have
weapons,
you.
but it's also how he activates
Right.
his.
ickiness.
But
Also, the United States have been divvied up into different sections, crime
Section,
families. Yeah. Very silly, but very fun. and some heart in this one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very,
it's
very
good.
cool.
I remember reading the first couple of issues and kind of liking it, but I didn't know
It's,
anything.
it's worth finishing.
Yeah, it is
Definitely.
strong.
Yeah.
And the follow up is strong too. The Junkyard Joe, which is
Oh
going on right now.
yeah.
Junkyard
just
Joe.
came out, right?
Another book that like, oh, it's a Vietnam robot. Cool. That's only the first 2/3 of the first issue.
Yeah,
And then it becomes something completely different.
it's very good.
Is
Highly
that set in
recommend.
the same universe or something?
Yes, but
Yeah.
present day as opposed to the future.
Okay.
So
okay.
apparently it's this like at the end of Geiger there's a timeline. There's like
Yeah.
like a grid and there's a bunch of different like hits and we're at Junkyard Joe right now. Geiger's over here after the war and then there's other characters.
The
Smart.
red
Yeah.
coat.
So it seems
Yeah,
as though
the
they're
red
going to do
coat
a
is one,
series
yeah.
of mini-series.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll all connect or they're all in the same universe.
See,
He's
I-
building a universe.
I love like you see so many of the smarter writers are getting together with a good artist, building a team, and then building out universes
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very dope.
I love that stuff.
If you enjoy that, Radiant Black.
oh, I know
Radiant
Radiant
Black.
Black.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's another good one.
Oh yeah.
Jabberwocky is saying hello on Twitch. Hi, Jabbers.
Yert.
I think that's my friend Callie. What's up, Callie?
Cool.
So that's what we've been up to this week. Geiger Volume 1, check it out. Severance on Apple TV. Batman, Catwoman.
Yes.
You can grab the graphic novel hardcover right now. Terminal List on Prime Video. Go get you some De La Soul.
De La
Also
Soul,
streaming
March
now.
3rd.
Track now, March 3rd. All that stuff hits all your favorite streaming sites.
And if you want to help out the show, you can go to patreon.com/JohnnyDestructo. I just started a sticker club.
Ooh.
So for $6 a month, I will send you a brand new exclusive sticker that I have drawn.
Ooh.
This month, January's is, you can still do it. January's was Spaceballs,
Cool.
and then February's is going to be Beetlejuice.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's move on to our main
hey,
topic.
JD,
What?
Can I have a moment to make an exciting announcement
Oh my God!
that I heard about earlier today?
Heard about.
Bill
You get
Watterson.
one moment.
I'll only take one moment.
Oh, great.
Time to be determined later. Bill Watterson has a new book coming out. The creator of Calvin and Hobbes. Yes.
Yup.
Right?
I saw this.
It
Yeah,
is for mature readers.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
out. I'm out.
Very mature.
Bill
Yes,
Watterson
you're named in the
porn,
article.
everyone.
Yeah.
Bill
You cannot
Watterson
be in
porn.
this. You cannot read this book, it says.
Yeah. I'm not mature enough.
No. So this is a fable for grown-ups. A long-ago kingdom is afflicted with unexplainable calamities. Hoping to end the torment, the king dispatches his knights to discover the source of the mysterious events. Years later, a single battered knight returns. The art is completely different from
Like
Calvin
the Calvin
and Hobbes.
Hobbes.
Whoa.
Which he always
Yeah.
showed that he had in him.
Yeah.
man.
In his like
Repertoire.
spaceman spiff,
yeah,
like
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you see stuff, it was very different. So unfortunately, you guys, I made this a surprise announcement. You, the audience, and we don't have anything to show up on screen. But Terry, if you can call up The Mysteries by Bill Watterson and John Cashed.
Is John Cash the artist?
I don't know. I didn't notice that
Bill-
until we
No,
were
it's
just looking
nothing
at
like
it.
Bill
if-
Watterson.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Bill Watterson's writing it and
Could
John
be.
Cash.
Could be.
is
Either
on
way,
it.
that's exciting. Does it say when it's coming out?
So it's October of this year, October 20th, I believe. And if you want to look it up at home, it's called The Mysteries, Bill Watterson. So,
Yeah.
I saw that and I was just
Oh my
very
God.
interested.
And
Very
if
exciting.
you've never experienced Calvin and Hobbes, it is the
Phenomenal.
best
Phenomenal.
comic newspaper strip of all time.
Yeah. Oh, Farside gives it a run.
No, it doesn't.
You don't think so?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
All right.
No. Look.
It's good.
You're not
Look.
saying anything against Farside. I understand.
Yeah,
No.
Right.
He
It,
hates
it,
Farside.
it is the
What do you want
greatest
to say?
and the best. Well, people will say that the greatest is Peanuts.
Peanuts.
And nobody's going to argue with you about that.
I will.
But
I will argue.
Calvin and Hobbes is better
Yeah.
than Peanuts.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Also, I know
Also,
that
Kathy,
I'm gonna go Boondock.
the way she goes, ack.
Oh, she always says that.
She gets me
upset
every
about
time.
something.
She goes,
That is a deep cut.
Very deep cut.
Ack, you
It was
guys.
very, very deep cut.
Hey, here it is. It's not the thing that's on the screen.
yeah,
But
yeah, we're
that's
watching
sort of
the
reminiscent
thing.
of
It's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't compare something like Farside and Calvin and Hobbes. I know that the medium is the same, but they are not it's
Yeah, that's
one
fair.
joke punchline
It's true.
versus a ongoing narrative for 20 years.
There were also
25
things
years?
that I was reading at the time when I was first exposed to newspaper cartoons and that kind of thing. So they are in my mind at the same time. But you're absolutely right. They have, and who needs to pick a favorite anyway?
Yeah, it's like
true.
it's the
Boondocks.
That's what we-
genre.
Oh, that was
Boondocks
good.
is
I met the
pretty good.
creator of it once,
Boondocks,
and
yeah.
he drew a picture, and I got that picture.
And then I
because
threw
I
it
was able
away.
to answer the trivia question. Let me see if you can answer it, Randy. I'm not going to give you the picture, though. Where was there... No. You know what? It wasn't the Boondocks. I'm sorry.
Was it Doonesbury?
No, it wasn't Dewsbury.
It was Kathy.
It was Kathy.
Older catchphrase. Ack!
No, it wasn't the Boondocks. It was
Marmaduke?
shit.
Jumpstart.
Yeah,
I knew it was Jumpstart.
Sorry,
Brian's picture?
he got Brian's picture. He came to the school that I went to
It's
for
fine.
1 year, and I was able to answer the question of where their kid was born, and so I won that picture.
Like hospital?
It was the
What hospital
other
they were
colored comic.
Well, so
I knew it. I just didn't want to put him out there like that. I wasn't going to do that to my man.
That's my bad.
You guys.
I've never
No, you're absolutely right. It wasn't but two of them. It was
Right, it's
one
true.
or two.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That was Franklin in Peanuts.
Opera Go says Far Side all the way.
Good for you.
Oh, all right. That's good.
All right, main topic of the show. Let's
Main
do
topic.
it. Every Friday, the NFL broadcast.
Or February.
Every February. Listen, they both begin with F. So does Fuck You. Every February, the National Fuck You League broadcasts one of the most watched television events of the year, the Superb Bowl. But for a lot of folks, it's not about the athletic clash of teams that at all, but the commercials. I'm one of those people. I am clearly, that's me.
It's
I
clearly.
am there for
Yeah.
Rihanna. Turns out it's Rihanna, not Rihanna. I found that out recently. And also commercials. The average cost of a 30-second TV spot during the big game this year was,
$7 million.
with a peak viewership of,
208 million sets of eyeballs.
during the 4-hour broadcast. Tonight, right now, we're not going to talk about our favorite ads featuring babies that dance,
No.
puppies that talk, or celebrities eating Doritos. Oh, I love Doritos.
You're not a celebrity.
Yet. Tonight, we're going to focus on the legitimately exciting movie trailers that premiered during the 4-hour broadcast. Of course, we're going to talk at length about the Scarlet Speedster. That's your guy.
Hey, the Flash.
Hey, you know that guy.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these in order of release date. Noel was lovely enough to put them out in release
I
date
couldn't
order.
figure out the order, like, because some of them were going to talk longer than others, but it's just like, screw it, just order of
good
release
order.
date. Yeah.
Let's
go.
First up, 65, which releases March 10th, 2023. Spaceman versus Dinosaurs
Oh.
with Adam Driver. Okay, so you sent us what trailers we're supposed to watch.
Yep.
Was the trailer for this about 25 seconds long?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I watched the right one.
There's an actual
cool.
trailer.
There's an
for
actual
it.
trailer.
Yeah, I think I saw the
yeah.
actual
So
trailer.
what are the rules? Some of these were like 2.5-minute trailers, but they were after like a paywall of after like there was the big game spot.
Yeah.
Go online for the full trailer. Those I sent links of full trailers. But 65, there's a trailer that's been out for like 3 months. This
Oh.
was the big spot.
This is the first I've heard
This
of
was
it.
a new trailer.
Yeah, me
altogether.
too.
Yeah, me too.
It's been out for a while. Actually, the first trailer, I'm actually kind of mad at this movie because the first trailer, it was just Spaceman and then monsters,
Yeah.
and they didn't need to reveal that it was dinosaurs
Oh.
Oh.
because
Oh.
it was just like survival and
Yeah.
think creepy things and
Yeah,
oh my
right,
god, what
right.
is it? And then like at the very end of the trailer was like 65 million. It's dinosaurs? It's dinosaurs. Okay. I feel like that would have been a pretty good needle drop in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see like a monster movie.
Yeah.
And it's dinosaurs.
That
in the
attracts
past.
a whole other type of, like, just the marketing people would never let that slide.
Yeah.
No.
But
you know.
like to go back to our earlier conversation though, wouldn't that be
That would
fucking
be dope,
insane?
though.
That would be
if
cool.
word of
Yeah.
mouth was like,
Yeah.
yo, go see this. Don't
Yeah.
talk about it with anybody.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
go see this. Hey, you could have advertised that as just monsters. Yeah, like the trailer
True.
itself is,
Oh, Terry,
close shots.
Terry's actually
Hit 'em up.
playing it for us. Thank you,
Yeah.
Terry. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, like this is the trailer that I had seen months ago, and there's no peak of any kind of dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
I will say though that Adam Driver has very quietly become an actor who I not only enjoy almost every time I see him in a film, but when I do see that he is in a film, I'm like, I think I'm just going to watch it because it's Adam Driver.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Adam Driver.
he does
Adam
have.
Driver,
He's
why
got.
not?
He's
You got
got.
him.
He's got like a specific kind of like social capital. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like anybody else in this movie or other people in this movie have been like, that looks fucking stupid, but or like that looks like dumb fun.
Right.
But Adam Driver, it's like, what attracted Adam Driver to this?
Yes.
What got
Yeah.
you here?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of cool.
I wonder, right? Certainly we're made to think that they're from the future and have traveled back in time. but also the possibility is that they are from another planet and have wound up here.
I think it's. Watch the full trailer. I think it's.
I did actually watch the full trailer.
It's dope.
I think it's another planet.
Yeah, when I said we're made to think that, I think we're made to have one of those two thoughts.
Did it
You know
look
what I mean?
interesting to you? I think that's the end of the
thought
day.
it
Was
was.
it a good trailer?
I thought it was interesting. I wanted to see the movie, and I didn't that much before. I heard about it. I thought it was kind of funny that 65 has become associated with dinosaurs because of Jurassic Park. They lived from like 250 some million years ago to around 65
they were
million
around
years
for
ago.
a long time.
But now
it's
it's like that was the last time we saw one of them. So
I did not know 65 was the number related to dinosaurs.
Well, they say they're a movie 65 million years in the making. That's Jurassic Park. It's a movie about cloned dinosaurs.
It took them 65 million years to figure out how to clone dinosaurs.
Somebody started right
Yeah.
after the last one died.
It's exactly
They're
what happened.
fucking up.
Exactly what
Yeah,
happened.
he is bad at
and
cloning.
then of course
You're
someone
bad
tried
at
to
this.
monetize it by putting them in a one location
Yeah.
and then sold tickets for it.
Uh-huh.
Assuming that
And
everything would
everything
happen.
ended well.
Always
it was
ends
great.
well.
Yeah.
Everything was
Okay.
fine. I
Okay,
only
yeah.
saw the
You know
first
what?
10 minutes.
Everything happened. Everything works out incredibly well for 6 straight movies.
Yeah. It's just pleasantness
Just
after
people having fun
pleasantness.
in a theme park.
Yeah.
Like just
So-
lots of kids just riding on the back of dinosaurs. It's awesome.
65.
So
Yeah.
I don't care about this movie because I watched a trailer that was 20 seconds
short
long.
one.
Watch
it
the long one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's dope.
All right. Next up is, I don't know.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves comes out March 31st. Okay, so
Oh,
this
that
was
one.
this was also a 20-second spot or whatever. The full trailer is magnificent.
It is so good. It is so good. It is so fucking fantastic and
I'm really-
funny.
I'm really excited.
I love y'all, Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt.
Pine.
Chris Pine,
Chris Pine is
though.
hilarious.
Chris Pine, though.
Are you pining for him?
Yes.
No, I'm saying, I know we were hailing for Chris Pratt,
I got
but
it.
Chris
That's cool.
Pine is in this.
Chris Pine
and
is that
Chris
dude.
Pine is the better Chris. And Chris is no joke. He is so funny in this. I have been waiting for this movie probably more than any other movie except for one we didn't get a trailer in the Super Bowl for, but we've talked about before. But I've been waiting for this movie for so long. It looks so fucking good.
I'm really excited about this flick.
Yeah, so Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, that'll be dropping March 31st, 2023. It's an action-based comedy on aspects and mechanics of the popular role-playing game.
Yes.
Yeah, so
yes.
This is my favorite trailer of all of these.
Is that right?
It is correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
I fucks with that.
Thank you for nailing that down.
Yeah. This is the last one I watched was Dungeons and Dragons, and The Flash. Okay, fine.
We'll get
Transform,
there.
fine. Guardians, fine. This was the one, and I was having a conversation with Matt Kelly, Nando
Yeah.
V Movies, who you know. I was having a conversation with him about how trailers just don't do anything for me anymore.
You've been saying that for a while.
Yeah,
You've been
movies
saying
that
for a
I'm
long time.
stoked to see. I'm gonna see Guardians. I'll be first in line. I'm super excited. Trailer does nothing for me. Dungeons and Dragons. I actually laughed out loud.
Yes.
I exclaimed things as I was watching it with Ray at the shop. This trailer is delightful.
And it gives you a sense of the movie without giving you the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Yeah.
And the trailer has a rhythm of its own. I think
yeah.
the problem with a lot of the trailers now, they all have a similar rhythm.
Yeah.
And this one it does not. It is, oh my God.
There's something chaotic about it. Chaotic and charming. This entire thing is chaotic and charming.
And not just their alignments.
Hey, thank you very much. I think that two things. This is
my
the
God.
writing, directing team of Game Night.
Oh,
yes.
that
Yes.
That was a good
a
movie.
good one.
Right?
Yeah. I like Game Night.
Also, the second thing is I think they very wisely, they've been trying to adapt, and they famously, unfortunately, did Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Because they kept trying to make it something more narratively linear.
Yeah.
This, it actually feels like just a campaign of mismatched people on a quest.
Yeah.
They didn't have to create reasons for people to play a game. No, just you're watching a campaign being played, and that is awesome. I think
That's
this is
part
gonna
of
like
the,
Rank Queens.
and if you're an OG Dungeons and Dragons player, the best part of the trailer for me is seeing the stuff from the game. There's a fucking owlbear. And I was like, oh shit, damn owlbear. They're like, yo,
I believe there's a gelatinous cube
there's
that they
a
dive
gelatinous
into.
cube. There's the one of the spells he casts is like Big V's crushing hand.
Yep.
Like I'm sitting there losing my mind watching this trailer. Like yo, that's
Well, also the subtle hints that they make towards people's abilities that don't seem like they make sense.
Yeah,
like
dude.
him being like, oh, he also plays a mandolin. That's irrelevant right now. But like that's gonna come into play later because of his character sheet and all that. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Delightful.
might have to dig up my old everybody I used to play D&D with. Like yo, we're going to see this together. Like our whole campaign is going to go see that movie together.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 drops May 3rd, 2023. This is the second trailer we've seen, but all new footage to tug at the heartstrings.
Yes.
Except yours. Except for
Except
mine.
yours.
And mine.
You're a heartless
Although,
person.
the little baby rocket. Little baby rocket got me.
Yeah.
Len, you talk.
Okay, I didn't like it.
Oh, go ahead.
That's enough out of you.
I will. Like you, I'm going to go see the movie,
course.
right?
Yeah, of course.
It's our job, right? So we have to go see the movie. But like the trailer, this is what I'm talking about. Like the same kind of rhythms, the same kind of comedic beats.
Yeah.
I see everything coming. It does have a kind of like a sense of the final chapter of Guardians of the Galaxy, which makes me think that it's probably not really the final chapter. Even though, to be fair, the only thing that makes me think that this might actually be the final chapter is because we know James Gunn will no longer be doing them after this one.
He's going to be a little busy.
I think
Right.
Batista said he's done as well.
Oh yeah, I think so.
But
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
And all of them are kind of so
Kinda
like
yeah.
maybe allusions here and there, or a random character will show up at some point, or they completely reboot it. But for the most part, this cast and this permutation, this is it.
It's probably it. Yeah, it just didn't really do anything for me. The trailer itself. I'm going to go see the movie.
You know, when
though.
you guys said that, I was like, oh, come on, I'm really excited about this movie. But as you have spoken, I'm like, yeah, that is actually pretty accurate. There, like the trailer, you've got intro, little joke from Star-Lord, some music. The music is very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Rocket shooting from on top of Groot.
Yeah.
This
Again.
worked.
Again.
This worked for me so fucking hard.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I got two words for you, dude. High evolutionary.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yes.
Is that who that is? With
Yeah,
the
that's
red
what
the
face?
face fullback, yeah.
Thank
Adam
you.
Warlock, yeah, I knew
I'm
he was coming.
Yeah.
High evolutionary.
I'm
though.
so excited about
Just
this
the
is my
most
favorite
random dude.
This is my
Yeah.
favorite franchise in the MCU.
It's great.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm so
And-
down.
Oh
for
yeah,
this.
I'm really into this movie.
Yeah.
I love the
Like,
trailer
very
too.
into this
I
movie.
watched
The trailer
both
was-
of these trailers a couple of times. Like,
And I
both-
love this bit.
Yeah.
Which bit are you talking about?
The thing I'm most excited
They're on
about
screen.
is
Oh, okay.
Star-Lord and
Nebula.
Gamora and Nebula.
Oh yeah, that was
little-
kind of
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Now the High Evolutionary, I was like, I'm really excited to see him because I always thought High Evolutionary was cool. I was like, oh, but he's got a different look. He doesn't have that costume. Then I realized he actually looks a lot like Kang. So
A little
Yeah.
bit.
maybe that's why.
costume?
And
Yeah,
his
yeah.
costume is cool. Like it's got a cool purpley thing, and he's
Yeah.
got the front half of a face, and that's cool.
You know, it looks very much like when RoboCop
Yeah.
takes
Is it
off
'cause
his
he's black?
helmet.
it does.
No, I like that.
And 8-Bit Beef made a comment about the song.
Oh, I think they were talking about Dungeons and Dragons. The
Oh, that fucking song kicks an unbelievable amount of ass.
in the Dungeons and Dragons trailers.
Guardians. No, he's talking about
Oh.
Guardians.
Talking about Guardians.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Guardians.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You bitch.
Oh, I saw
Guardians
that.
song, you bitch.
Wait, what
Go
do you-
on. Go on.
8-Bit Beef. That's Terry.
I know. I know.
You son of a bitch. Anyway,
Anything
no,
else
I,
about Guardians?
I,
This one-
I'm so in the bag for this. These are my favorite characters in the MCU.
Still Terry.
Really? I would have never pegged them as your favorite.
Seeing the first movie was a oddly emotional experience for me. I cried. It was I saw it.
Same.
I saw it opening day, crowded house, IMAX, like very close, and it was just incredibly immersive, and it just worked for me.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
that movie made me almost weep.
I
I love that
literally
movie so
wept
much.
Guardians 2.
Oh yeah, that too.
There are
I-
multiple scenes in that movie that tears
You
came
hate
out
it?
of my eye
Hated
holes.
Guardians 2.
I loved it.
What?
You don't like Guardians?
I
too?
adored it.
Guardians 2 was we're gonna try and make Guardians again real hard.
Oh,
I
Like
loved
I
it.
loved
real
it.
hard.
I loved it.
I didn't think it was bad.
And
I think this.
the line,
I think this.
he may be your father, but he'll never be your daddy.
Yeah.
It's a good line. Yeah.
I think that plot wise, it's probably a very similar movie, but every single one of those characters was propelled
Yeah.
in interesting
I
ways,
thought
so
so.
it didn't
Not
feel like
Mantis.
it was. Well, Mantis was introduced.
Okay.
She wasn't in the first movie.
I think that it did the work on the people, but you're right. Like
I thought
from a
I
plot
thought the first
perspective,
one was fantastic. I
Yeah.
loved the first one.
Yeah.
And 2 just felt like they were trying too hard to make 1 again.
they did
Okay.
have a bigger budget.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts will drop June 9th, 2023. 2023. 2023 years. The 7th movie in the live-action franchise,
7
Seven.
Transformer
Yeah.
movies.
Bumble.
seemingly
Right.
determined not to make the same mistakes as parts 1 through 5. The only, I will say, half of Transformers 1, good movie.
I like Transformers 1. Yeah.
Watch
I
it
like
again.
1.
No, I'm good.
I like
Yeah.
3.
No.
Because 3, at the very least, in 3, it looked like they were actually destroying the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
The whole third act of 3 was cool
Yeah,
as
that
hell.
was fantastic.
You're right.
Which one was 3?
With
That was the one with
was
with
Dark
Spock,
of the Moon.
with Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy
was
was Oh, he's Unicron?
That
no,
Megan
not
Fox,
Unicron.
though.
He was
that was the one without Megan Fox.
the guy that was with that weird looking broad. Oh my
Right.
God,
She
was
came out of
weird-looking.
nowhere.
Yeah.
I did not care about that movie.
Yeah.
The
4
third act
was
was
like,
Leonard Nimoy.
what the hell?
Which one was the racist one?
That was 2.
All of them.
That's 2.
All of them.
Wait, 2 and 4. 4 was pretty racist too.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was.
Oh yeah, 4 was the one with the Dinobots that came out of nowhere. Dude.
You know what though?
Yeah,
I
It
did
was
like
just
about,
like, all right, Dinobots. Here
Yeah,
You
you
know
go.
what I did
Four's
like
the one
about-
when I left.
Yeah.
I left it.
what I did like about 4 was the Megatron's brain got turned into Galvatron.
Yeah.
With
that,
the
that
weird,
was kind
that was
of
like,
interesting.
Oh, this would have been a
But
cool
it was-
movie.
Oh
but
God,
they
it
didn't do
was
anything with
really long and just random.
It was stupid.
They
And
ended
then
up
the
in
end of the-
Japan.
The end of the no, they were in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
And then the end of the movie,
Go there, please.
Prime just
Thank you.
He leaves the Dinobots like y'all go ahead to just roam around in the city, and then just grows jets and takes off.
Right.
Like where was this
Where-
power at?
Right.
Where-
The 15 times you was falling out of the sky. Yo, the man was just like.
And you were riding dinosaurs into
no
like,
matter
you
what-
could have been flying all
No
this
matter what,
time.
though, the peak of what the fuck are these movies about was in part 2 when he died, but then we go to Prime Heaven with Shia LaBeouf because his bag of dust has what's left of Prime in it,
I can't
and then
watch
he's
2
resurrected.
I watched 2
It's such a
one
weird
time,
fucking movie.
and it was the most amazingly racist thing in the world.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
oh,
there,
yeah, that-
there was nobody black involved in that movie at all except for Tyrese, and they just didn't tell him about any of that stuff.
Yeah, he didn't see any of the previous.
Yeah, right when it came out, he was like, "What the fuck?"
It is
Yeah.
it is an
God.
odd, weird movie. And then part 5.
I didn't
Anybody
see
watch
5.
that?
Not
No.
yet.
Last night? You know what?
wonder-
I don't think I saw 2. I think I only saw the first
But
one.
will you see 7?
I will.
yes,
I
I
will
will.
probably see 7.
I will.
The Beast Machines. That's
Also,
stuff
I
is
will
cool,
wait for y'all
right?
to say you can go
Well,
see it.
hang on.
It's worth seeing.
The writers and director are pretty dope. It's the director's, I figured his first name. It's like Cable Jr., the guy that directed Creed 2. And something else.
Creed 2 was not that great.
I loved Creed 2.
Okay.
You didn't like Creed 2?
It was cool.
That was okay.
That's it.
I haven't
But
seen it
is
yet.
it the same team from Bumblebee? Because Bumblebee was
Yeah.
good.
Bumblebee
Yeah, okay,
was the
so
only good
Bumblebee-
Transformers movie.
So all of the Transformers stuff is after post Bay. It's all like a creative writing group.
Room, right?
A room that did like maps out things. Bumblebee was the first piece of that.
Okay.
And this is a
Yeah,
related
Bumblebee
piece
was
of
fire.
that. So
Yeah,
it's like
man.
they're rebooting without rebooting.
Yeah.
okay.
Right?
All right.
So yes, I'm very excited about this
Yeah,
movie.
this looks dope.
Next up, Flash.
Never heard
Yes.
Let's go,
Flash.
Spencer.
of it. Never heard of it.
June 16th, the most comprehensive and seemingly spoiler-filled look we've gotten so far in this very long in development and troubled production. Honestly, look at it. Look at him.
We're looking at the. Well, you can see it, ladies and gentlemen.
Freaking! The first thing I notice is Ezra Miller in the Flash costume, not having learned any lessons from the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern debacle.
Oh, I think it looks cool. to
No,
be
man,
honest.
his head is not attached to his body.
There are some shots.
It's on there somehow.
There are some shots that are pretty janky. Like he looks like he has a giraffe neck
Yeah. it's-
Yeah.
and a floating
But-
face.
I'm here for Michael Keaton, to be honest. All I want is my man Michael Keaton.
All right.
You're the Flash guy.
I'm the Flash.
You
well,
tell
you
us.
really like the Flash too.
I do really like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Flash.
yeah. So I'm really excited about it. Right? I mean, notwithstanding the actor's real world difficulties,
Uh-huh.
which, it's a separate conversation. I think this movie looks amazing. I was going to be excited about this movie regardless because the Flash is in it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the title is the
Yeah.
Flash.
Look at the ring. Look at the ring.
Yeah,
That ring's
There's
neat.
so
yeah.
much stuff in it.
Yeah.
And they do a different vibe of the Flash here, right? And you've got the show. This one has like his ring is not the classic ring, and that kind of stuff. But when I saw this trailer, we had known little bits. We knew that Michael Keaton was in it.
Yeah.
We had an idea that Supergirl was in it, but I'd guessed that it was Lois and Clark's daughter.
No.
And this was 20 years in, right? I was quite wrong. It's more like the Flashpoint Superman, it looks like.
Yeah.
But it's Kara Zor-El, or Kara, we don't know Zor-El, but I assume, has come to Earth instead of Kal-El. So, yeah, I found myself just really getting into this trailer and really being excited about it. Now, I was never much of a Michael Keaton Batman guy,
Okay.
right? I like those movies.
Sure.
But I think he maybe pulls off an old Bruce Wayne Batman better than the original version of Batman. We'll see.
We get to see that character using physicality that they weren't capable.
Oh well,
of.
that's
Yeah.
true too.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's very impressive looking.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm
It
very
is.
happy with seeing Rubber Suit move.
I'm also very excited about the blue and gray.
Oh yeah, there's
yeah.
blue and gray.
The blue and
suit
gray
tees.
bat suit.
Was there
for,
one that was?
What's his nuts?
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
But also,
Oh,
Affleck.
yes.
I mean, people
Yeah.
have picked apart this thing online. There's a scene where they open up and all the old
Bat costume.
bat costumes.
Yeah.
There is a blue and gray one there too, as well as a gun holster one.
Yeah.
But
That's a cool suit.
what I
Supergirl.
Very
I
cool.
dig about this is it looks like it's a cross. It's like it's Flashpoint, but it's a multiverse kind of Flashpoint, not
Yeah. Of
just
course.
one.
Yeah.
So and also too the end of the trailer they show
Read
the
where it all
comics.
began.
Yeah.
Go to a comic shop.
Comic shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, good.
No, I'm
they need
very-
to do that more often.
I
right.
like the Ezra Miller of it all.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit for this
Fucking
movie,
weirdo.
but if they continue to like they made such a stink about it, and everyone's made such a stink about it, like maybe they need to just kind of amicably part ways. This movie is what it is. It's a multiverse.
Maybe this man
recast.
fucked up and he can fix his life.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
Right?
They can
People that
fix
don't
With-
fuck up don't need second
without,
chances.
but
You know what I
without
mean?
any
Right.
kind of ramifications. Like we'll hire you again. Just
Yeah, you don't know what they did.
me.
Let that nigga live his life.
I mean,
That-
they,
like that-
a lot
like-
of us do know what
Is it-
they did.
Was,
No, I'm
was
saying
he
you don't know
grooming
what
a
they did
12-year-old
to
or
him.
something?
Yeah, it was like grooming
yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
Well,
true.
like he was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying blacklist the actor forever. I'm talking about like maybe they shouldn't be associated
maybe
with this
they need
franchise.
to take a break.
Just take a break.
Get that man his money. Especially if he
Maybe
kills it.
people love Michael Keaton way more than they even know Ezra Miller.
True.
True.
That's true because where I watched it, and I would think that the majority of people who saw this during the Super Bowl are not like us. So they don't know that Michael Keaton was already going to be in the Flash movie.
Right.
So when this trailer came up in my sister's home, I'm sitting there telling everybody, all right, everybody shut up because I'm watching the Flash.
You're crunching too loud. Put those Doritos down.
And they're watching it, and they're into it, but then they see Michael Keaton. They're like, they brought Michael Keaton back as Batman? Oh, my God. How
music,
old
too.
is he?
The music
and then the
sting.
music
And the
sting,
music,
the whole
yup.
nine. And that got people more engaged. Now, all of a sudden, they're asking me all these questions like, well, Len, we know you know. How you know? So I do think that is going to get the people to the yard.
Yeah.
I like Michael Keaton. I'm not a super big fan. I think I'm like B there. But I
is.
actually appreciate the opportunity to see, believe it or not, Ben Affleck return as
Sure.
Batman.
Yeah.
Because I think he just wasn't served script wise. But physicality, that dude is Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he was-
Bruce Wayne. He looks
Yeah.
the most
Yes,
like
yeah.
both
I
of
think
them.
all of us
Both.
at this table
Yeah.
had no problems with Ben Affleck in the role.
No. It was
I
just
know
what he
they-
was
everyone
given to
gave
say
him
and do.
a rough time, but like he was the best part of that movie for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
killed that.
the BVS.
He killed that. I think my biggest problem with the whole thing is, you bringing back all this Man of Steel stuff.
Where's the Man of
and
Steel?
my man ain't in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit, that shit
Yeah.
broke my heart. Like I
Yeah.
dig it. I'm excited about the movie, but to see all of that Man of Steel stuff, and I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, how,
I like
Fight
the
me.
idea of it being a feint though. Like it's it's a Flashpoint version where they did show up,
Yeah, and I think
and it's Kara that was.
yeah, I have
Like,
an idea of where they're going with it.
Yeah.
And what I'm hoping is, I'm hoping that they're like digging that one sort of unused plot point from Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's where
The
they're
open-
going.
the
open.
Yeah, man, I've been
that's
waiting
That
for
would
that.
be interesting.
Praying.
Yeah.
That they were like, oh
Yeah.
shit, somebody lock this bitch up, throw it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's my. If you give me that, cool.
I will say that as much as I did love this trailer, and I did like the trailer and excited, I'm going to see the movie. We have to, and I must.
Yeah.
I will say that watching it, I did feel like, God, I wish Warner Brothers or DC Studios would get different FX people, special effects people, because some of the special effects, even in the trailer, was just like, that just looked, like you said, a little cringeworthy. And yes, I understand that maybe some of this stuff is not done yet.
Yeah, I still got 4 months.
Yeah, but even still, like I was in a conversation with somebody today, and we were comparing the special effects in something like Wakanda Forever versus Black Adam, and wait till y'all see the special effects in Ant-Man. Marvel just they got it down on the special effects, and I just think that is where DC is. That's
It's not a fine-tuned machine.
Yeah, well,
And
hopefully
also,
it is moving forward. Right.
We've kind of talked about this a little bit before. I think, Brian, you're not really bothered by too much special effects as long as it. Like I know that it doesn't pull you out like it pulls you out.
No,
Yeah.
no, not really. Like I'm in the
But I
story.
think it's an artist thing. I think it's an artist thing. I think it jumps out of the
You guys
two
can
of you
see-
in particular.
Yeah. See the
Because
scenes.
you're artists. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, see, this would be
So
yeah.
I'm on the fence with it. Special effects don't pull me out if contextually the entire thing has that kind of vibe, sheen, veneer.
Right.
So if all of the special effects are like that scene of when they breaking Kara out and it's kind of rubbery, quickie
that's
fast.
like Matrix 2.
Yeah.
If
Rubbery.
that is the vibe of the whole thing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I won't feel like I'm pulled out by like one bad special effect because the whole thing. When you talked about Green Lantern, I actually don't think it's that bad because it all looks like that.
Yeah.
The world that they created all looks like those body suits and
Well,
fuzzy
even-
special effects. It is.
I even was able to convince myself that it's made from the Ring, so of course it looks.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a
Yeah, yeah.
headcanon contextually. Everyone like there wasn't like
Maybe
some
this is
Green
a Speed
Lanterns.
Force
Yeah.
outfit.
Contextually, there weren't some Green Lanterns
Yeah,
that looked
maybe.
better than others. It was just it was the vibe of the whole flick. So it was like that wasn't the problem with it.
8-Bit Beef says, back in the WB glory days, Dark Knight, they shied away from special effects and went practical.
No, that's just a Nolan thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a rule across the board with all WB. It was just Christopher Nolan
Well,
gets what he wants.
It did seem to be that like everything was like Nolan stuff because it was successful for a little bit, you know.
I do want to, just for a second, Randy, I'm with you on Cavill. I do wish we had forgive me for saying this, a good Superman with Cavill in it. I know you think that it exists already. The version of Superman that I want to see, I think Cavill is
Capable.
More than capable of. I was really hoping, because when they said he was coming back to keep doing more, I was like, great. Zack Snyder's not involved. Get a writer to do. Awesome. Great. I'm kind of sad that he's not coming back. I'm kind of still hoping that maybe he'll show up like as a secret.
It is possible.
I could see James Gunn pulling something like that.
Yeah. He's a trickster.
He's
Yeah.
a trick.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny comes out June 30th, 2023. This is the second peek at Indiana's newest adventure with an all-new action footage.
30 seconds.
So, from what I can tell, or what I've read, they were able to sift through all of the Indiana Jones footage and all of the Harrison Ford footage that they have on hand, and that's how they de-aged him, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have all these legacy actors with tons and tons of footage that they can use as reference to get the most kind of realistic.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think the de-aging on Michael Douglas, even though it's still old, it's like forever now. It feels like 2 generations of technology ago with the first Ant-Man.
And it is.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was still at the time. It was like the best example of it because that man is prolific in his acting in that age of his life.
There
Whereas
is a whole bunch of Michael Douglas out there.
Whereas
Right,
the
right.
de-aged,
Right.
but the de-aged Patrick Stewart wasn't that great. He just
Because
looked
you didn't
kind of
have
slick
that.
because he didn't start his career
Till he was
really
old.
until he was
Yeah.
older.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So like somebody like Harrison Ford, I think it's perfect
Yeah.
being able to do that.
I will say this does feel. Jabberwocky says, but like, did we need another
Yes.
Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah, I think
Sure.
so.
Here's
Especially if it's good.
I mean, do you need
to close
anything?
it
my
out, you know?
my
Just be
response
good.
to this
No.
trailer is, oh, it's all of the other Indiana Jones movies that we've seen cobbled together. Like, there's even the scene, like the big scene at the end, where he's like, haha, I've got a whip. Oh no, you all have guns.
It was a flop of the
Yeah.
of the joke.
You needed the other another Indiana Jones movies
Just to make up for Crystal
Yeah.
Skull.
to make up for Crystal.
Go
To
out
go
on a
with
high
the odd
point.
ones
Exactly.
being good.
You
I
didn't want to go out late.
My
didn't hate
girlfriend
all
and
of
I
Crystal
just
Skull.
watched. She had never seen any of them,
Oh.
and she just watched Raiders like a couple of
yeah.
weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then we skipped right to Last Crusade.
Why would you skip
Temple of Doom is
Well,
good.
I like
Temple
Temple
of
of
Doom
Doom.
against Temple of
Despite her
Doom.
shrieking
I'm not against
the
Temple of
entire
Doom.
film.
It just felt more like the vibe of that night, so we
Yeah.
did.
Doom
I
is
hear
We
you.
can go
My,
watch
my
Temple of
favorite is
Doom.
actually
They're not
Last
in order.
Crusade.
Last Crusade is I
Yeah.
think is the best
That's
one.
my favorite indie movie.
That was my
It's the
girlfriend's
most
feeling
accessible
as well.
It's, and it's a
Yeah,
lot of
Plus,
fun.
you got Sean Connery,
Yeah.
man. We named the
Right,
dog
right.
Indiana.
They talk about great practical effects.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
of them.
yeah, yeah.
And man, do they hold up. It's
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we can still go and watch Temple of Doom. It's a prequel. You know what I mean?
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Temple of
I
Doom
never
is
knew
great.
that as a kid.
It was a prequel? Me
That's a
either.
prequel, yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like, he's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
This one came out after the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Duh.
that was all I thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like him?
She loved him.
Oh, great.
Well, not she liked him a lot, though.
She watched them.
She did not
She was
leave
there.
the room.
She was in the room.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
there.
yeah.
She didn't sleep.
The movie was over and she went, ah.
She did. She did. She loves Kathy.
But yeah, I mean, again, I don't care about this trailer. I'm gonna go see Indiana
Sure, of course.
Jones.
It's Indiana Jones.
This
It's
trailer,
Indiana Jones.
even the other trailer, like both of the Indiana Jones trailers
Yeah.
and the Dial of Destiny, which is
I don't even know
Yeah.
what. I don't even
Yeah.
know what it's. I don't know.
But you
it
know
is.
what? That's
they're all
very
they're all
Indiana.
terrible
Yeah.
sounding
And
titles
it might
until
be-
you know. But both of these trailers didn't really show much.
Yeah.
And I'm
Which I'm
curious
cool
about
with.
that. I'm cool with it, but I wonder how much are they really trusting the de-aging? Because they definitely quick cut it.
There's a couple of shots of him on a horse that's not him at all. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
floating head on a horse, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
And I just don't
It's
want
Ezra Miller.
I just don't want this to be the Irishman. That's all.
Oh,
yeah.
brutal.
You know what? There was nothing. The biggest problem with The Irishman is
The movie.
not the.
That really is at the
Is
top
that-
of
is
the
that
list
I
of
watched it?
problems.
Okay, so like the de-aging technology on their faces.
It was fine.
Was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
It was effective. But then they had these 75, 80-year-old
Their
actors
body.
walking through the room or beating someone up, and you're like, that's a 75-year-old.
You could still hear all the cracking and
They
popping.
did, yeah, they didn't get like a body double that's actually 35 or
Yeah.
40 to go like do
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
there's literally a scene. It's one shot. It's supposed to be super awesome of Robert De Niro at about
walking.
45 years old walking from one building to the next into the place, beating the shit out of this guy, kicking him out of the store,
He's
and
literally
and it's the 75-year-old like fighting him, and it's just like that looks so sad. Like this
He
guy's
stops
just
and
not
takes a
fighting
breath.
back.
I know.
Calls him Sonny a couple of times.
Someone bring me a cup of water.
It was really
cut that out.
it was almost embarrassing.
Yeah.
But when they're
Agreed.
sitting down talking,
Yeah, it's
looks
still
great.
good. Yeah.
It's fine. It's good.
Actually, the thing that I'm the most excited about with Dial of Destiny is Temple of Doom. Spoiler
Ah.
alert.
There's a Temple of Doom in it.
Is Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Is that
Yes.
her name?
Yes. Yes.
I love her so much.
Yes, I do.
Her show Fleabag is some of my favorite 2 seasons of British television.
I've heard that's really good.
It's
Oh,
very
it's
good.
so
I've
good.
not
You
gotten
would
to
you
it.
would
Excellent.
so
Yeah.
much love it.
I'm interested in watching it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know how it is. There's so many things.
Yeah.
It's very.
Yeah.
She's I think she's his goddaughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
in the movie?
someone says unpopular opinion. I like Shia's character.
In the
Oh,
Transformers
hang on.
movies?
Okay,
No, in
look,
the-
you want to
Oh,
talk
it's
about?
Opera
You want to
House.
talk about
Why would it
Crystal
be-
Skull for a second? I actually don't
Indiana
hate that
Jones.
movie.
I
I
don't
don't
hate
hate that
Crystal
movie at
Skull
all.
I
There's-
just hate a couple
there
of
are
scenes
two.
in that
There are
movie.
2 action scenes that are like super cringe. Other than that, movie's
Yeah.
solid as hell.
The swinging on
the
the
swinging and
vines
the swinging with the
monkeys.
monkeys
Unusual
is
choice.
weird as hell.
Yeah.
And that whole chase where that takes place is the only time in the whole
So
movie where
bad.
it looks like it was all a CGI soundstage. Other than that, I think the movie's awesome, and I love that
movie.
it came out in the 50s. It's supposed to be set in the 50s, and the big
Oh,
bad.
the fucking fridge. Is that the one with the fridge?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fridge.
The fridge.
The fridge.
Love it.
I love that
Love
too.
it.
It's based in the 50s,
Yeah.
and the big bad or the big thing is it's interdimensional space aliens
Yeah.
because in the 50s
Everything
popular
was
culture
all
was
about
sci-fi.
Everything was
Yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that
makes
layer
sense.
of like this is really
Yeah, dude.
smart.
Yeah,
no
I
one
love-
no one talks
I
about
love
that.
that movie.
I like
I'll-
it. I
I'll
rewatched
revisit
movie
it.
so
I'll
much,
revisit
dude. That shit is- that thing
Opera
cracks
Go
me up.
says, I also watched Raiders then Crusade. Still haven't seen
Ah.
Temple of Doom.
You have to see Temple of
Yeah, you
Doom,
should check
dude.
it out. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good.
See Temple of Doom. It's good.
Yeah.
It
All
is
right.
good.
Other trailers premiered, such as Fast X, Scream 6, Six Cream, Creed 3, Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine
Oh,
Man.
that
I
looks
lied.
wild.
I lied about a trailer's not getting me.
They got you?
Cocaine Bear.
This scene. Rough.
Cocaine Bear was
Rough.
awesome. I can't wait to see Cocaine Bear.
It's Fast 10.
What'd I say? Fast X.
Fast
Sorry.
Is this
It's in
Cocaine
Roman
Bear
numeral 10?
based on the real
It's
Cocaine
based on the
Bear?
story, yes.
Yes,
Okay,
it's-
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's based on the premise.
Like the
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
based-
Nothing.
It's a comic.
It's not the
Right,
story.
right, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the actual. It's
yeah,
not
actually
like this
happened.
isn't what actually happened, but I was watching Elizabeth Berkley on Seth Meyers the other night. She was
Yeah.
like, this could have been what happened.
Right,
This
you
is
don't
what
know.
This is what you would have wanted to
Yeah.
happen.
Thanks.
Elizabeth Banks.
yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
this is her directorial debut.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Like, good for her.
Oh wait,
No,
no, it's not.
It's not. No, it's not. 'Cause
Charlie's
she did,
Angels.
She did, and she did Pitch Perfect.
Pitch
Pitch
Perfect 3.
2.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit.
I thought
Yeah,
she
why
did
didn't you know
too.
that?
One of them
I'm sorry,
and
Elizabeth Banks.
Charlie's
And
Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
I
Yeah.
know
You
she's
guys
watching.
know
I'm
way
sorry.
too much about
Several.
Pitch Perfect.
What?
You know way too much about Pitch Perfect.
So we're
Don't let him.
currently on the screen
Nope,
is
judging you.
currently on the screen is the Fast 10 trailer, which features one of the most uncanny valley versions of Jason Momoa I've ever seen.
It's weird,
film.
right? Why does he look so weird?
It
I
looks
thought
like
that too.
there's a couple of shots where it looks like his face was superimposed on some body double with a different body,
That's
a
what I
different
thought.
style of body.
Okay.
Here,
It's
hang
a
on.
weird thing to do.
We'll get to it.
I wondered about
So that looks like him. Cool.
I think it's like
That looks like him.
the
Fine.
stuff from that's supposed to be taking place in 5.
Wait, but there's a couple shots of him like talking, and you're like, that's not your face, bro.
Yeah, it was weird. I thought it was weird too.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll vamp.
We'll just all
vamp.
sit here
We'll vamp.
watching.
I
a
do like the
trailer.
fact that everyone is in this movie.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I got excited
Everyone.
about what's her nuts.
Who?
Atomic Blonde.
Oh, yeah, she's
Charlize
been in.
Theron?
She's been in the
Charlize
last 3.
Theron.
Yeah, but she's been
Oh,
there.
She's
Yeah.
been in the
she's
last
been in
3.
the last 3.
She gives me
The only this one,
tingles.
like
Oh,
that's
damn.
not you.
I think that is him though,
Yeah, I just think
because
it's a
he
little
looks
fat right
about
there.
because
That
Look at him. That's weird.
it's
just looks
weird.
like
he
Something going on
doesn't
with
look.
his
That doesn't
neck.
look like
It
him.
doesn't look like him, but if you go back to like if you rewound to the scene where
Doesn't
he's
look like him.
he's got that shirt on and he's got his arms extended, he looks like he's a little puffy. He doesn't look like
Yeah.
he's in his best shape.
Yeah.
And
I was
look-
thinking the same about Nebula in the Guardians.
She looks a little heavy.
I was
the
like,
Really?
makeup,
Oh,
well,
I
yeah.
did not.
It's like she doesn't shave her head anymore, so it's just like
oh,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that makes
that
makes sense. On there.
I was like,
Okay.
is she pregnant?
So yeah, this movie. I'm a giant fan of these movies, and this one doesn't look that great, but I'm in. I mean, I'm.
Does
I'm,
it look any better or worse than the other ones?
Well, part 9 was a little soulless.
Oh God, yes.
But I'm like pot committed. It's in 9 movies at this point. So like I'm gonna see this opening weekend. It's just I'm maybe not as excited as like let's say I'm not Fast and Furious 6 excited.
See, I need to go back because I skipped 3.
You can.
Like Tokyo Drift. I was like, what?
I mean,
And
you can
then
go back.
4 was when they
yeah,
brought them
Brie
all back,
Larson.
and I'm like, oh,
So
these
the
guys are back.
So the
Okay,
proper
5.
watch order.
Go
is-
on.
Well, are you going to do
Is it
storyline?
1,
I'm
2,
gonna do
3,
storyline and just
4.
the best way to
Okay.
go.
Okay.
So
5, 6, 7, 8.
Stream unavailable.
1.
Oh.
Oh,
doesn't
stream
sound
suspended for policy violations.
Oh,
Bwah, 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 ack.
Because
indeed.
because we're watching trailers.
Oh,
You
because
can't
we're
do that?
watching.
Yeah, you can't watch like whole trailers.
Oh.
You can't watch like whole trailers.
It's called fair use if we're changing the content with commentary.
yeah.
we're doing.
I know, but we're probably playing too much of it.
Shit.
Wow,
Well,
that's
luckily
crazy.
it was right at the end.
Yeah.
Why are we
So are we done?
Yeah, what?
Terry's gonna see if we're still on. He's
I'll
gonna see if we're
where
still on.
we are still on.
Wow, dude.
Well.
That's my wife.
Wow, dude.
Now wait a minute. Does that mean like
We might still be on Facebook.
we can't even rewatch it? Like it's gone?
Oh, that would suck.
Like we can't even?
I don't know. We'll see.
Damn.
We should probably close it out for the audio, though.
At
Oh,
the
you're
very
right.
least,
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yo.
All
Hang
right.
Hang on. We're just keep vamping while we figure out what's
Wow,
going on.
Okay.
dude.
Otherwise,
Well, it's also 9:30.
Yeah, it's
YouTube
also,
was like,
Yeah.
get some.
yeah.
So
They are
other
not
trailers
interested.
premiered. We talked about the one that I'm the movie I'm the most excited about this year is Scream.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna watch the trailer because that will spoil it for me.
You think so?
Right.
Because I watched the trailer and it didn't spoil it for me. It just looked like for the first time they're taking things
yeah.
seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Stream unavailable. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Shoot. Thank you for joining us, and until next week, where else can the people find you, Noel?
oh, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Bartocci, MrBartocci, or my website, noelthewriter.com.
Also on Twitter at CultPop Go.
Yeah,
You-
all
you-
of us.
you do that.
All of us.
Len.
Hey, holla at me on Instagram at BatTribble and find my other podcast, The Michaud Mission, every place you find podcasts.
And
They're still out on
Randy.
Hit me up, our son the voice on Instagram and on Twitter and anywhere you find Gangsta Grass. I'm gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
That's good.
Brian.
Hey, did you want me to answer the question
Yes.
that all the other people did? It's BrianLeapDesign.com. Please go there.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, look around.
Yeah. Also, go to patreon.com/JohnnyDestructo. Help the show out that way.
Subscribe.
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 If we're not done forever yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Back.
Copyrights are for nerds.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Like a race.